Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Bye Bye Money's channel. Let's see, what do we got here? Been in this range for the last 4 hours. Jeez. Good luck for those who are trading this. Alright, for those joining, it's live. Let's go, baby. What do you guys see here when you see this chart? Do you see extreme bullish action or do you see choppiness? 1, 2, 3 pushes down, try to break out, but higher highs. So the bottom is like an expanding triangle, as you can see. Expanding triangles. Typically just act as triangles as well. But notice how it's happening right at this trend line. Again, another failed breakout. This keeps failing its breakouts, but we'll see. Yep. You guys are all seeing it right. And see this 240 SMA? It's actually perfectly aligned with this trend line almost. And it's created by this pivot and this pivot. So we got two pivots here, and we got this channel. You can see this as a two-tier channel at the moment, where you see you have a perfect hit here. And how it's valid? How do we know it's valid? Because we created this channel using these pivots back here, and we see a reaction right here. So we can see that this is giving us forward-looking information. People were ready to buy at that 50% level. They try to do it again, and they were able to scalp out, but breaks down and then failed breakdown, it's coming back up. when a trading range is this large, uh, it's like 50-50. It gets closer and closer to 50-50 the longer the trading range is. So um, you see how it's a strong move up? It's a strong move up, and then around here, it's probably like 60-40 that it's going to break up. But after it fails again, and it's becoming this long, chances are more closer to 50-50 here. I do not have a... Okay, I got to leg pullback now. I see what you're saying. Notice we do have this trend, so we cannot actually go short yet because we still have a trend here. It's under the 20 EMA, and if it does break down, it might break back into this, but a little hard because we're still like in this channel upwards. It's like not enough evidence yet, really, but this is a lower high setup, so you could take this trade, thinking we're coming back into the trading range here. You can see with this the super signal, it's a dark red number. So we know this is a second entry. How do we know it's a second entry? Well, A, B, C. The next A leg is a second entry. So could be a decent signal bar here. It might not be a bad trade here. Thinking we're coming back into this trading range that we've been in for 4 hours straight. Since 12 o'clock, we've been in this trading range created by the trading range indicator. And with all the failed breakouts, it actually does break out here. But as you can see, it comes back down. So it's creating a new trading range right here. Lower high here, but I still think we're in this uptrend. Yeah, if anything, we can maybe possibly, terrible signal bar as well. We could possibly look for a trap. And so you have, it'll be like a trap slash second entry, A, B, C, and this will be the second entry long, but also it's a trap because what do you have? You have this A, B, C, fails to make a point and then reverses, so this is a trap. So it's both a potential second entry long and a failed second entry short, as you can see with this dark green number with magenta box. And this trade actually might not be too bad, because if you look at this, we have this, if we extend this trend line, you see how it's bouncing on top of it? This could be a potentially good long here because you have that trap set up with the long. So might not be a bad setup to take long here. I want to trade live, but man, it's like there's so much added stress when trading live. It's like I do dumb stuff, and so if I do trade, I'm going to only trade one contract here. It's just way too much risk. Like I've traded live a couple times before, and just, man, that extra stress added, when you do a live session like this. It's yeah, I gotta get used to it before I don't want to just, I want to get used to it before putting my big contracts in here. And so you do have that second entry long, fail second entry short right here, the dark green magenta box. And I already showed you the leg count there. Boy, if this goes reverses here, man, you know what? If it reverses and fails again, I'm gonna go long here. But most likely this will make a point going long right here already. But we'll see. It is getting choppy, as you can see the trading range indicators finding another trading range right here. Zoom in for you guys. I'll adjust this as well. Updating this. I updated because it broke down, came back in, so to me the channel's still valid. And so you see how struggling to break out. That's why I didn't go long here. If it goes down again, fails and reverses again, I think I'm gonna go long, but we'll see here. we're basically banking on uh, a breakout at this point. But yeah, we'll see. Market's been choppy, so we expect it to continue to be choppy. Yeah, I could do actually MES, but I'm fine with doing one contract on ES. I have enough capital to risk that one contract on the live streams. Plus, MES with the ES overlay, it actually there's actually ghost fills, so it will fill because it won't necessarily be exactly the same as ES. It moves very closely, but because of arbitrage, it will bring it back if it does unsync. But it can unsync because they're completely different instruments. Ooh, okay, so this is coming back down. If it comes back up, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go long here, boys. What do you think? Should I go long here? If it comes back up, what do you guys do? If it scalps out a point here, then I won't worry about it. But it's really close to a point. Okay, perfect scalp. All right, it made its point, reversing the other way. So that's why I didn't go long there. It makes a point going the other way, which this could. Let's see how far this goes. I have no idea. But it probably come back to the bottom of this trading range, or yesterday's close. You can see how it's very close to each other, about 2 ticks away. Yeah. So for those, yeah, that's a double top, micro double top. This is choppy. I mean, definitely choppy, as you can see. This is, would you say this is trending market? Nah. Definitely choppy for 4 hours straight. This is a 2-legged pullback here. Oh man, should I go into this? Another failed breakdown. But we stopped here. You see this trading range? The trading range indicator created the trading range starting from these 3 bars. And you can see as a 1, 2 hits it and bounces right off of it. The trading range indicator knew this range back here, and it was useful for these hits. So that's why another reason why I didn't go long here, because there wasn't enough room. If I zoom in, it's not enough room from 1 tick above here to the top of this small. Even though it's small, it's a trading range. There's only 2 ticks room there. So good thing we didn't go long there. Trading range just adjusted the bottom. All right, we could have a bona fide breakdown here, but let's wait and see. It's hard to trade. It's hard to read this. Trading ranges are confusing, especially when you're in the middle of the trading range. Basically 50-50. All right. Almost have an H4 failure here. I'm thinking, if we look at the bigger trend here, what do you guys think? The bigger trend from this pivot, it was at this pivot, but I had to update it as we started having all these failed breakouts. So I updated it. What do you guys think? We're gonna break out here, go up, maybe retest the highs here, or you think we're gonna bounce off this resistance? What's my typical trading time? Not sure what that means. I am in Eastern time. So someone asked, what's your typical trading time? Isn't it fairly late and witching today? So I guess it was like a triple witching day today or something. Contracts are up and whatnot. Yeah. So my typical time, I like to trade the regular trading hours, which is 9:30 Eastern to 4. Do you have a shortcut or hotkey for placing orders? Yes, yes I do. Otherwise, you have to right click and then go into your order, which is takes way too much time, especially if you're scalping. Scalping, you need to be really quick on your feet and be able to put in orders as soon as possible. We do have an H4 failure here. Could consider this H4 failure. And the price action in the H4 failure is very mixed. I don't know. Confusing. Confusing. Very confusing. There is an H4 failure here. If you look at my channel and search hotkeys or Ninja Trader settings, if you search my channel, you should see a video how to set up hotkeys. But yeah, definitely hotkeys for sure. H4 failure on yesterday's close. How do I know it's H4 failure? Because we have a magenta 4 here, a 4 with a magenta box around it. That means on this last pullback, second entry, it fails. So that's because it's H4 failure. A, B, C is one two-legged pullback, and then you have another two-legged pullback, A, B, C. Two two-legged pullbacks in a row. Terrible signal bar, doji bar for me. I don't like that. So I'll wait for a better signal bar. Even if this pops up, I'll look for the H5 with a good signal bar. That will be probably my only trade. I cannot trade on this doji. I hate dojis. Even if it gives me a double bottom, I'm still not in it. Seen way too many of these fail. And yeah, doji bars I do not like. But that's what H4s are. Basically two-legged pullbacks in a row. And if it's in a key area, which is, I think it is at a key area right now, which is yesterday's close, it's a pretty good trade. Pretty good setup. This could, come back up to test the, trading range up here. I wouldn't be surprised, but also, I don't like the doji. Plus, yeah, don't like the doji. Don't like that signal bar. Let's get a better signal bar, and then maybe think about going in. But as you can see, we have two-legged pullbacks in a row. That's what the H4 is. Could trigger the H5. We'll see. How long did you paper trade before starting real trades? I explained that in my Q&A. So, yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like how that looks, but man, that looks pretty nice. I don't know. Should I get in this? Retracement still hasn't made a point yet. Should I get in that retracement? Retracement. Be patient here. I told myself I wouldn't go on the double bottom, which it created micro double bottom here. That doji signal bar. I'll wait. I'll be patient here. I always do this in the live trades. I get so eager to put a trade in for you guys, so you guys can have some content. But I'm not gonna do it for the content today. I'm just gonna hang out with you guys today, answer any questions, and if I see a really good setup, then I'll take it. But right now, you see how it's already confused. Good thing I didn't take that trade, even though it might give you a scalp. But look at the confusion. There is confusion here. Scalps should be quick, and so that's one way you can kind of know if you're in a good scalp or not. If it doesn't scalp you out quickly, then I think you pretty much maybe didn't have entered in a good trade. So you see that is disappointment from the bulls. If you saw that in your long, are you happy? No, you're not happy. But we got an H5 set up here. I might take this trade if this is a good signal bar. If this prints a good signal bar, I might enter it just with one contract. Yeah, I have a Q&A. If you look at my channel, look for Q&A. You should be able to find. I answer that question. Months and months of paper trading, and when I went to live trading, someone asked how long did I paper trade. So when I went to live trading, I what's it called? As you call it, I wiped my account My first account I ever traded live, I wiped it out, and to no one's surprise, really. And and I went back to paper trading, and I told myself I want to double an account 2 times before going back to live trading, and then that's when I kind of restarted. I had an MES journey, and I wanted to double an MES account, and MES is actually harder to double your account than ES, believe it or not, because the commissions percentage-wise is worse. So, yeah, and so many months paper trading, and yeah. And not all paper trading is created equal. You have to have some sort of goal in mind. Like, it has to hurt. It has to hurt if you fail. And so you have to think of some sort of goal, some actual goal you need to make. Doubling your account, 100 trades in a row, something like that. Something that you have to like prove to yourself, okay, if we get a good signal bar here, I might be interested. This H5 failure. People try to go long there on the H4, but I'm going to look for H5 here. Actually, it's very close to the 230 SMA. Maybe I'll wait till we get down here. That would be a nice key area here. It is kind of floating in the middle of nowhere right now. But after that many pushes down, you're thinking maybe with a good signal bar you might be interested. But I don't like the shape of the signal bar. You see how high the wick is? That's a 1-bar trading range. Believe it or not. Trading ranges can be 1 candle long. Sorry, there's so many questions. What else? Wouldn't a magenta 4 mean that the leg before the 4th leg trapped for an H4 failure? Are we looking for the 4th leg to fail, so we can go in the opposite direction long? So wouldn't we be looking for a 4 and a setup long with a magenta box? I see what you're saying. Kinda. I guess that's what it sounds like when you say H4 failure, but if you read Al Brooks, he mentions the H4 failure. You can look on YouTube, H4 failure, and find this H4 failure on YouTube from Al Brooks. I reference Al Brooks a lot because I like to give credit where credit is due, I didn't make up this system. Price action has been around forever, but Al Brooks, he's the one who wrote the book on it, to try to, systematize price action. His books are very dense. I recommend his actual online trading course, but look up H4 failure and you can see what that is. But basically it's just 2 two-legged pullbacks in a row. What is MES and ES? I'm new. Good question. MES is the micro E-mini futures, or micro S&P 500 futures, and the ES is the E-mini. And so I believe E-mini is like 1,000 or something of a contract, or 100th of a contract, and micro is like 1,000th of a contract, and so micro is 10 times smaller than the E-mini, and so that means for 1 point on the ES you'll make $50. 1 point on the MES you make $5. Believe it or not, $5. And so actually I like to recommend people to practice on MES if you're ever going to go live, so you get the psychological kind of stress of real money, but you don't break your account because you're losing maybe $20 max on a trade. And so that made a perfect scalp. Terrible signal bar, so I didn't even consider this, but yeah, that's technically a perfect scalp right there. That's why we see the gold box here on the other side. So another potential trap, but if it makes a higher low here, I might be interested. We'll see. Look at this. Look at this. Like, look how choppy this is. This is disgusting. Like, how do you trade this? What else, man? Too many questions, man. Would you say the two-legged pullback works in every market? Yes. It's based on price action. And if you look in any market, or if you compare any chart really to another chart, as long as it has high volume, right? Like, if it's low volume, then it's kind of anyone's game. But if it has high volume where the mass psychology takes effect, then there will be two-legged pullbacks, and they're all effective in every chart. Okay, I'm very new to trading and looking to scalp in the future, but I need to learn loads before I actually make a live account. What do you think is the best way to learn scalping in your opinion? Uh, well, watch my videos. watch a lot of videos. Look up Mac price action trading system. He posts videos almost every day. Great guy for doing that. But yeah, you know, he from his free stuff you can gather enough information, I believe. If you want to basic at this point, it's basically if you want to support Mac, you buy his trading manual because he almost teaches everything on his free stuff. Right? What a guy! What a guy! So you know, that's a good place to learn. Al Brooks, I would say, it's a good place to learn if you're really ready for some intense learning, price action trading. Um, you can watch my stuff. I'm more like, you just get a lot of live trades on my side. So I'm trying to implement these strategies so you can just see with your eyes, you know, how it works and the feel of it, you know, without you actually doing it. And so, you know, hopefully I can bring some benefit to the community that way. And the content hopefully is just, you know, entertaining at the least. And, you know, at the most, you know, educational for you guys. But, yeah. I'm not a professional trader in any way. This is actually still a side gig. I have a full-time job, and so that's why I can't stream every day. I actually took off work today, so I'm actually able to do this for you guys. So people ask me like, "Oh yeah, when's your live streams? You know, do you have a schedule for live streams?" And blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Man, I can't do that. I have a full-time job." So I might think of this higher low here, double bottom. I might consider going into this trade. Bottom of the trading range, we made a higher low, broke the trend line, and so I might be interested in going long here. I'm trading one contract, so I'm okay losing out on this one contract. I don't mind. Terrible signal bar, actually. Let me get a retracement here because that's a really bad signal bar. Like, I'm going to go for a 50% retracement if we can get it. But who knows? It's a terrible signal bar, so I don't want to get in that one. But if we get like a 50% retracement here before it makes a scalp, how do I know if it makes a scalp or not? Well, I can calculate it, one thing, but also I can just look at this. If this changes color, then I know the scalp has been made. So right now I'm at the 50% mark of this candle, as you can see. And I just see a higher low setup here. And if I get this, then yeah, let's see if we can scalp it out. And I might just put my stop right here because, yeah, live trades, man. I'm just like, live trades adds this extra element. It's like the difference between like, I don't know the difference, but it adds an extra element of stress that makes it very hard to trade. So I'm just in one contract here, with risking. Okay, so I scalped out, as you guys can see. So I saw a good setup, and so but the signal bar was terrible, right? So I wanted to come in with a retracement at 50% mark, which is almost exactly what everyone else did. And so that's why I was able to scalp out so quick there. It's not much money. It's not. I know it's one contract. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not dropping, you know, my 5 contract trades, but like I said, the live trading is not worth it for me. I've already got burned so many times on the live sessions. I'm gonna just trade one contract and we'll work from there. But yeah. Yo, you guys are asking so many questions. You know, I should do this more often. I didn't know you guys had so many questions. So let's see here. How do you know if a two-legged pullback will fail or not? Would it be based off a key entry point and the EMA? Very good question. If I could tell you that answer in just a matter of seconds, then everyone would be a professional trader. But the short answer is context. The long answer is me explaining what context means. And people have written textbooks literally of how to find context. So it really is all about context. And if you can read price action, then you put you kind of tip the scale in your favor if you can read price action, right? Just quickly. Price action is a lot easier than you think it is to read it. If I showed you a chart that looked like this, would you say this is bullish, bearish, or neutral? right? It's very, this is almost common sense. You're like, well, this looks very neutral. One thing is I can't tell if it's bullish or bearish. Your default should be, okay, then we are in a trading range or choppy or neutral. And that's like the basic of price action trading. Really, like if you read Al Brooks stuff, he just goes over price action, like reading the charts, and it's just like, duh, obvious, right? Multiple bear bars in a row, that's bullish. Okay, it's kind of like obvious, but you're just, for some reason, I don't know, we make it harder than it actually is. And so, um, you know, if you see something like this, right? Just say you just saw this. You're like, man, is that bearish or bullish? Like, well, that's a lot of bull bars. So when you see this consolidation, and we expect trend to continue, do you think this is gonna go higher or lower when you see this green bar like that? If you saw this bull bar, would you think it's gonna go higher or lower? And then, well, it does come down lower, but goes back higher, right? And so it's the idea that most likely, it's almost common sense, right? So choppiness, because it's so choppy, we can't make a trade here. Just sit on your hands. There's nothing you can do, actually. You know, unless you can put limit orders here, unless you had the know-how how to put limit orders on the top here, and the bottom here, and know how to, control your risk, then you can put limit orders. But I would not recommend that for anyone probably in this channel right now. This chat is crazy. This chat is crazy. What's going on? How do you know if a two-legged pullback? Okay. What type of tick chart would you use in MES? When I traded MES, I used a 2000 tick ES overlay, since they're not exactly the same, but I wanted to trade the price action of the ES. I used the overlay. If you're not going to do an overlay, I actually would recommend probably to do the 5-minute chart, because the 5-minute MES and the 5-minute ES, they move very similar. And so otherwise, if you do a tick chart or anything based on volume, then they're going to look very different. And so it's almost impossible to find the exact thing. So the time charts are way more similar. What broker you are trading? The 2000 tick chart on TD looks too different. It does look very different depending on what broker you are. I'm using NinjaTrader with Phillip Capital and the Continuum connection, whatever that is. So I love doing my bar by bar reviews and comparing my chosen entries with yours and Mac daily videos. Thanks, Crescent Skull. Yes, bar by bar, I think, is almost probably the best way to accelerate your learning on how to do this. But it takes a lot of time, a lot of grit. Your videos help understand the fundamentals. Thank you. Do you recommend 2% risk per trade relative to account size? This is actually a good question. I actually risk a little bit more, but that's because I was trying to grow my account. After my account grew, I actually stuck to the same 5 contracts that I had been doing for a long time, even though my account's growing, because of that risk. But I had to kind of risk more for my sake, to grow my capital. I'm not saying to do that. I would not recommend anyone to do that. But just for me, that was my journey. But I do not recommend anyone to do that. I was willing. It was disposable income for me, so I was willing to do that. Can a cheap laptop work for a NinjaTrader? I don't know. I don't have a cheap laptop. I would assume you want not the minimum requirements, because NinjaTrader, and especially if you want to run some of these indicators, NinjaTrader does take a lot of resources. So I would recommend to get a semi-powerful laptop, even a gaming laptop, but I'm not the best to ask because my laptop's pretty strong. How long will this live session be? I'm thinking probably till the 4 o'clock trading hour close, RTH close. When do you think you'll increase your contract size? Like I said, I was comfortable with 5 contracts. And I'm going to stay there because now it's like at a place where it's a good good amount for the risk I have for my capital. So I won't increase it for a long time. I like 5, and it gives me the room to even scale in if I have to, and gives me like a lot of flexibility. So I feel very comfortable. And the stress is so important when it comes to trading. You got to trade in a way where you're not stressed. And so 5 contracts is good for me, my stress. Keeps my psychological capital high, let's say. The mental capital is a huge thing when it comes to scalping. When you do day trading, like mental capital is almost as important as your actual physical capital. What's your full-time job? I work IT. As you can tell, I made all these indicators because that's my background. I'm an engineer, and so computer engineer. That's why I'm actually so drawn to this system because of the rules, right? If you can make rules, it's very nice because if you're a technical person, that's what you're drawn to, and the rules make sense in my mind, and so that's why I like this is why I'm also drawn to this trading style. If that's the kind of person you are, if you like the rules, simple rules to follow. We have a great Discord presence in the two-legged pullback community as well. Amen. Jason, my boy. Yeah, so if you purchase the deluxe edition, you get access to the two-legged pullback community on Discord, where I'm way more active. I'll give insights on people's trades and their setups they took, and sometimes they fail, and everyone puts their input in on the trades that people take, and successful ones, failed ones, doesn't matter. People post whatever they want. Anything to help the community, anything to make us better, we're all supportive of. So we love if you guys join the community. So it does cost. You do have to buy the deluxe, but think about it. You get the indicator and also a community that can help you in the long term. And so I think it's a steal. It's a bargain. Are you still trading in the simulated mode or with real money? Sometimes the risk you take doesn't look like risk it would be wise to take with real money. Thank you for your video, by the way. Yeah, it's a good question. Of course, when people see my channel, they're like, man, this guy makes $1,000 a day. Yeah. I mean, guess what? There was a time when I was losing thousands of dollars a day, but I paid my tuition, and I put my hours in. And so if you look at my journey, anyone who's been following me for a long time knows that it didn't come easy. It wasn't just, it's not easy. I'll just say that right now. And I paid the price. I paid my tuition big time. So ever since my doubling my account journey, I've been trading live. And so Yazid El Aloy, BS, Bachelor's of Science. Yes, that's what I do have. I have a Bachelor's of Computer Science. I know that's not what you meant, but that's what I'm gonna pretend that's what you meant. Do you like to eat Hello Panda crackers? Who doesn't? Those are delicious. Do you like Panda Express? Again, who doesn't? It's actually it's my personal restaurant. It's named after me. What PC do you use? I use right now. I actually use a Asus. What is this called? Zephyrus. When this computer first came out, it was the hype of, it brought in a new era of gaming computers. It brought in basically the small form factor and the power of a gaming computer. So I got my hands on it when it came out. So I've been using this for a while. I'm actually probably gonna update my stuff. I'm gonna update everyone soon who's been following me, but some big changes are gonna happen here. So on this channel, and hopefully for the better of everyone. So hey man, you're doing a live video. I am. Thank you. That's true. I am doing a live video. I cannot refute that. What did normally do in your spare time before you started trading? My spare time? What is that? I don't know what that is. What is spare time? I am a C# programmer, and it appears that NinjaTrader has good support. Have you had any luck in algo trading? I see that you have programmed an indicator. Yes, so if you check my channel, we have an automated strategy. Trades automatically, and it uses the two-legged pullback. Essentially we're still prototyping it, developing it, and some months it does really well, some months it's just eh. I think it's still in the development phase, and so, but I think it's exciting because we're developing it and we're progressing. I think one key thing it was missing was definitely to be able to accurately find trading ranges. And now that I finished the trading range indicator, I'm gonna start incorporating that in the automated strategies, and hopefully we get some good results. But I still not have made that. I just have time. So once I have time, I'll definitely start making that. But yeah, if you get the deluxe edition, you have access to all the automated strategies. You have access to a community, people making automated strategies and so forth. On a side note, do you like apologetics? And if so, who do you like to read? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm Christian. I mean, I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a Christian, and so when this Arid mentions apologetics, he's talking about defending our faith, and so yeah, I love apologetics. Ravi Zacharias, even though he's had some bad press recently, is very good. He reaches the masses very well, and so Ravi Zacharias is good. Um, I think my personal is Greg Bonson. The late Greg Bonson. He died too early, and so he's probably my favorite. But yeah, there's a lot of great ones out there, but I'll just leave that there for now. I bought the deluxe, so how do I join the Discord? If you bought the deluxe and you want to join the Discord, sorry, I'm not really talking about the charts. Nothing's going on right here. Nothing to trade at the moment. So I'm just hanging out. I am seeing we have broken out again, and we're at the top of this trading range. But look at, we're floating above the 20 EMA, and so a trade that we could be looking for is something like this two-legged pullback, and I may be interested in here. Depends on the signal bar and how good it is. And so this is also potentially a two-legged pullback, and also a failed second entry short, right? You can see it could also be a potential second entry short, also a second entry long, and so that is not a bad setup if we get it. But let's see if the market is generous enough to give it to us. Yep. So yeah, go to the website www.twoleggedpullback.com and go to the member section, and you'll see a community link, and all the instructions are there if you want to join the Discord. Yeah, it says 1221. Sorry, it was just like the default, so I changed the title. Thanks, man. Thanks for buying Panda Express. I would love that. Do you play PC games? A little bit, yeah. If you like games, I think scalping's like perfect for you because it's almost like a video game. But yeah, I play a little bit. Not much. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm scoping out this setup right now, and it's looking pretty good. Terrible signal bar. Cannot take that. I cannot take this signal bar here, but the setup is very good for a breakout. Very, very good for a breakout. As you can see, coming up, actually this is the first breakout on this side. Failed breakdown, as you can see, tries to break down, fails to, comes back up, and now we're knocking again on the top of this trading range, and we have a potential second entry long with a failed second entry short combination set up here. If we have a good signal bar, I might be interested here. Let's wait for this to develop. We also have a higher low setup, so this can come back to the bottom of the trading range. But I want to see a signal bar here, see how good it is. I don't like the development of it so far. It is kind of choppy. Sorry, so many questions. I'm trying to get through all these. I don't do these often, so I like to answer as many questions as I can. Keep doing what you're doing. We're learning a lot of things. Appreciate it. I thought the trading range indicator was 79. The last time I checked, now it's 99. Yeah, actually when it released opening, it was $74 with a $25 promo. But supply and demand, so many people were actually buying it. I had to raise the price. It was just too much. I had to raise the price, and so I rose it to 99. But the promo's still there for $25 off. Terrible signal bar, so I skipped this trade, obviously. You guys know how I feel about dojis. Good context, though. Pretty good context for a breakout. But you guys know how I feel about dojis. I do not like dojis, so I'm skipping this trade. If it fails again, it comes back up, I might be very interested, but skipping this one for now. Still choppy, okay. What about NQ or YM? I actually don't want to trade those. Focus way too much on just the E-mini. That takes all my attention. How do you know when you're ready to trade with more money in terms of dealing with the psychological stress? At what point can it become too overwhelming? I mean, that's everyone's personal journey, and I think you have to learn what gives you stress. If you're trading and you're stressed, you're probably trading too much. I would say ease it in. Start with one contract, and then just keep building up until you feel okay. This is my advice. You know, I can't give financial advice, but that's what I would personally do. What time zone do you? Oh, look at this. That's why I did not go in that trade. I hate dojis for this exact reason, because dojis do terrible things like this to you, and it will make you regret all your life decisions. So do not trade dojis. Now you know why. Okay, so this trading range is still proven to be strong. As we see, we failed to break out. And so I'm thinking we're going to reverse. How much time we got? We got about 13 minutes of regular trading hours. This might reverse here, but we have pretty strong support on this trend line with the 240 SMA. That's why you do not trade dojis. What time zone do you? Yep, Eastern time. My kids keep asking me what game I'm playing when I'm trading. LOL. Scalping is the best game out here. Love playing futures. Amen. Bonson, yes, I think he wiped the floor on Sproul in his. Wow, this guy is deep into apologetics. Yep. How long did it take you to become profitable using the scalping strategy? I enjoy doing it, but it can be very difficult. It is very difficult, Zoe. I 100% agree. And so that's why I will say, do not go live. Do not risk more money than you can lose. Every trade is risk. You're risking your, you have risked financial loss. And so, how long? Months, many months, many months. Not only just of trading, but reading books, reading charts, studying my own playbacks, bar by bars, reviews, day and night. You know, when I first started, I was up day and night. I got like 3 hours of sleep a night because I was just so into this. I was so hungry. I wanted to learn everything. Watching videos, any resource I could get my hands on, I got it, and yeah. People actually complain about $25 with a program like this. I'm sure this was a lot of work and hassle. It is. And so, I'm doing this live. People will pay a lot of money for a chat room like this. Pay hundreds of bucks. In the long term, how many times happened to you 2-3 losses in a row according to RR? It's 15R, right? It can cause big drawdown. How do you deal with it? Yep, 16 tick ratio for 4 ticks. How long term? How many times happened to you? 2-3 losses. When I do lose, I do try to keep it fast. Oh, do you see this reversal here? Right back to the top of the trading range. Right off the support here. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we're about to break out. What do you guys think? Let's get a higher low here. If we get a two-legged pullback like this, actually, I'll be interested. Let's see. Okay, we got a two-legged pullback setting up here. Dark green, the dark green. Wow, this trading range is just, it's just dead on right now, guys. Just know that I did not create this trading range. The green and red. That is a trading range indicator at its finest. Reading the price action for us, creating the range for us. I did not create this range. The indicator automatically detected that for us. How many times have I lost 2-3 in a row? A lot. When I first started, almost happened at least like once a week. It happened, losing 2-3 losses, and yeah, that hurts. But you try to get all of that out. You try to iron all that out in sim trading. And so I would say don't even do live trading until you have like successful 100 trades in a row, something like that. You know, doubling your account. You know, betting a friend, saying, "Hey, I bet you I can double my account." using the strategy. If I can't, here I owe you what, $100. If I can, you owe me $100. Something like that. Something to keep you accountable. Anything that can make you better before you actually risk real money, big money. I know $100 is like real money if you trade it or if you bet someone, but that's a lot less than what you would lose like $1,000 account. So, right now, yeah, I'm pretty much 90% on my accuracy. But I try to keep my losses small. If I see some things going away, you can see in my videos I cut my losses small sometimes and reverse my trades. And I have runners, and so even though my accuracy is around 90%, it doesn't mean that I'm like break even or close to break even. It's because sometimes I lose earlier. The 4-point stop loss is really like in my mind like a max stop loss I'll have, and so sometimes I'll move it up if I see something go awry, and then I'll even reverse my trade, and then plus you get the extra money on those runners. What is your win-loss ratio? Answer that. So, 90%. I really thought about buying it at $75, 25 discount, but it changed on me. Yeah, unfortunately, man. If you got it over the weekend, you could have got it for $50. But man, this trading range indicator is worth way more than $50. It's worth its weight in gold. Trend line indicator. Trend line indicator. That is probably the most difficult indicator you can make. Accurately create trend lines. Whew. Will I make one? I think it'd be a while to make that. Yeah. You know, it's hard to formulate even an algorithm to really detect that. So I'm not sure. Maybe one day, but. All right, are we gonna fail breakout? I think we could be reversing here. Typically, you don't hit the bottom of a trend line down here that many times and get away with it. So we might, but we hit the 240 SMA. We hit some good support here. We're still at yesterday's close. We're literally like a couple ticks away from yesterday's close. We just haven't moved at all, since yesterday. We had a big move down, but we came right back up to yesterday's close. So, just a nothing burger in terms of if you're a day trader or not day trader, if you're like a swing trader. Have you tried to see what happens if you don't move the stop loss of the runner to break even? No, I haven't. I like to move it to break even because of the obvious benefit, where you don't lose your initial trade, right? Are we gonna break down here? Are we really gonna break down here? Ooh, interesting. Ooh, bulls do not want to see a strong bear bar like this. They do not want to see a big bear like this at the bottom of this. We could be crashing at the end of the day. We only got 5 minutes to the end of the day here. What are we gonna do? Should we trade a trap if it happens? We're still in this downtrend here, and the bottom of the downtrend is acting as support for now. It looks like it wants to break below it. I don't think we're gonna get a trade though. I don't know if we're gonna get a trap. If we get a trap, maybe I might be interested here. A trap. It's a trap because you go A, B, C, A leg, reversal on that second entry. I might be interested in a trap here. Let's see. Micro double top. triggered a trap, triggered a second entry. So we got trap waiting here on the other side. Might be interested here. Micro double top. Might be interested in this trap here. Doji. I do not like the doji right there. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to be doing this. I'm too scared for that trap. I want this. I want a two-legged pullback to the 20 EMA. Let's see if we get this. Alright, we have a potential two-legged pullback forming here. Potential two-legged pullback forming here. If it breaks the pivot low, then we lose our two-legged pullback. And we lost. Oh, we still have our two-legged pullback. Okay, we just lost our two-legged pullback because this pivot low broke this previous pivot low. So the count reset. We lost our two-legged pullback, but yeah, I was waiting for a two-legged pullback. That would have been nice if we got a two-legged pullback to the 20 EMA, but we did not get it. The market is stingy. It did not give us that two-legged pullback discount that we were looking for. And so we skipped the trade. We did not force the trade. We let the setup come to us, and I'm okay with that. So I know I didn't make a lot in this on this live session, but hopefully you guys know why. I'm not trying to trade too much on the live sessions, man. That's stress. But you know, I'll risk one contract for you guys, and what is it? I just like to spend time with you guys. You know, it'd be nice to get to know my audience a little bit more, and so, you know, love the participation in the chat room. You know, hey, I'm just a guy who's doing this part time, and you know, in my mind, I would have loved if someone did this for me. And so, you know, when I first started, if you look at my channel, my very first video is how to count legs. That's my very first video. Why did I make that video? Because no one knew how to count legs, and there was no video out there to even teach you how to count legs. So that's why I made it, and that was the genesis of this channel. I just wanted to help people just with the basics, and yeah, it does take a lot of time and energy, and I know for me, you know, if you guys find this stuff to be helpful, man, it'd be much appreciated if you guys you know, hit that like button, or even subscribe, leave a comment, share with a friend, whatever it is that you think, you know, this channel's worth it. But yeah, that helped me a lot if you guys did that. But other than that, you know, it's too late. 4 o'clock, trading hours are done, so I'm out. And yep. And as always, happy trading and God bless. Yep. Have a good weekend, y'all.